Hello everyone, this is Self-Made Mechanic. Here we have this beautiful engine of R125 from 2019. This is actually the engine from 2019 to 2023. So actually the owner told me that basically he forgot to put oil in it, so yeah, we are here. I just removed the engine from the bike 2 days ago. It took me around 3 hours to do so. Now we will check the damage inside. He flushed the oil and he saw like powder of metal inside, so I'm not really confident about if this engine can be fixed or not, but as there is no YouTube video about anybody opening this engine, if it can help other people trying to repair this engine, here we are. So let's get started. We will first remove the head cover, cylinder head cover, which is right there. So 8 millimeters. First we need to remove this, I don't even know what it is, but we need to remove this little block at the side of the engine. 10 millimeters. We will now remove the screw of the head cylinder cover. So, for your information, here we have one pin right there and another one right here that goes in this hole. So you have two at the opposite. I will actually let them on the engine so they are on the same side, right? As the water pump block the joint to be able to be free, we will remove this one too, and as she is linked with the hose to the coolant box, I don't know how you call it, we will actually remove the hose first from the water pump, then remove it. 7 millimeters key. I already flushed the coolant, so we're good here. Then we can remove the water pump, 8 millimeters. And there's always 3. Up. We can now remove it. Here we are. It's actually all around the water pump, like so. I will not actually remove it in case this engine is repairable. This will be replaced, probably, or clean at least. Okay, now a big part. To be able to remove the cylinder head, we need to be able to free the chain. As we don't have any manual for this engine, as Yamaha protects it kind of, we will draw lines on the chain to be sure not to lose the set, how the chain is set. To be able to remove this chain, we will draw marks on them to be sure not to lose the correct set between the valves and the piston. We will need to remove the chain tensioner too, and we will need to remove the clutch part to be able to free the chain. So let's start to draw lines. I'll clean the surface a little bit to be sure it's marking well. Here we are, a great mark. I will maybe do a second one to be sure. There's no much place. I will do it here. A little bit of clean first. We don't see. Yeah, here we are, two great marks to be sure not to lose the way we set our things. There was a bit of coolant leaking from here. Be careful, they still can have coolant in the system, so we turn the engine upside down. Actually, we turn it on the right to be able to access this side of the engine. I actually think it's the alternator side because of the cap. Usually, yeah, it's actually sure the clutch is on the other side, so the chain is linked to the alternator side. What you need is 8mm. Remove those bolts here. You can actually remove this little cable here to be able to access the screws more freely and not to damage the wire, the cable. What I will actually do, as again we don't have any manual for this, any workshop manual at least, I will actually take the bolts, plug them into the cardboard, and then draw really fast the shape of the crank case, so I will be able to put them in the right place again, as some bolt can be a different size. Let's do this. Here what it looks like. We can see actually all those bolts right here. They're actually all the same size except this one that goes right there. We can put that on the side. We can now remove this part of the crankcase. Yeah, actually, as it's the alternator side, now we can confirm there is this like magnetic effects. It's actually, yeah, it is. So you need to pull a bit hard on it. Okay, here we go. Here we have our alternator. Doesn't look bad. Great. I see that this piece is moving. We can remove it first. So how to do? Actually, you can find blueprints of this engine online, so it's not that bad, but it's better to be sure of what you're removing. Okay, I actually can't remove this piece, but she's moving, and yeah, you can remove this piece of metal in the middle. No, we can remove this little sprocket, so I'll put that on the side. We'll need first to remove the alternator. Okay, what I will actually do to remove this piece, it's really tightened, so I'll use an impact wrench. Be really careful on this side of the engine, as this little sprocket is kind of free. If this piece spins, it can damage real bad the sprocket, so be careful about it. I will do really small touch on the impact to be sure not this to move too quickly. If you don't have an impact wrench, you will need to remove the other side of the engine, the clutch side, and or use the tool to block the clutch, then remove this side, or use 2 key and remove this side. Let's try. 70 millimeters. And off we go. It's actually the best way. This wheel don't even spin, so it was great. She's really fine. So we have this nut, then a washer. You can again find the blueprints online, and then we have the wheel. Oh yeah, she'll not come off like that because there's actually angle. How to explain that? We actually have you see what I mean? The crankshaft has this form, and this wheel come on it and is stuck by friction, so we can just remove it like that. We have some choice, or I use an extractor like internal using those hole, or I use an external extractor pushing on the crankshaft. Actually, I don't have an extractor that will fit inside. I don't have a tree, or I can actually fix them on the crankcase. Let's try that. Okay guys, basically what happened is I didn't have the right tool to remove, oopsie, where did it go? Yeah, here, yeah. So I was saying I didn't have the right tool to remove this part because you need an actual extractor that has 3 pin that you can just screw on the holes there. What I will highly recommend is having the great tool, because I've break some actual crankcase before trying to extract them with some extractors, but external, and it doesn't work at all. So I found this one for 30 bucks. I was really pissed off to wait for that, but yeah, you see, it's actually even 4 side. We will use 3. I hope it will fit. I think so. Let's just find out. Okay, we're set up. Be sure to have the screws well tightened, because you don't want to damage the part that we're removing. Try to be well balanced too, so it's pushing at the same strength everywhere. So now you need to screw them well with 13 millimeters, and then we can go to this one, and pushing on this one will push this piece yeah, on up, so we can just, it will just pop the, I think it's the stator actually, it will just pop. Just checking. Yeah, this one seems a little bit higher, I don't know. Yeah, don't forget the washer too. Actually my set is a bit weird, but yeah. Is it 30? Not at all. Okay, mine is 14 millimeters, and now we can just screw that normally. Oh yeah, be careful. Again, you have this little one moving, you don't want to crush it, so hold tight the piece. Oh yeah, we hear the sound of the metal going up. What you can do if it's hard to remove, just knock a bit on it. It can help the metal move, because it's actually sealed together by friction, so not too hard. Well, yeah, I'll need something to help me hold it, because it's really hard. Starting to be a bit too much. So I'll use this to help me hold the tool. Yeah, do that slowly to be sure not to damage the tool or any yeah, wrench or anything. Actually having these slots available is great. Oh, it doesn't work. Oh yeah, great. So you see, knocking off with a hammer actually help the friction to release, and we have all these things loose actually. Great job. We can now remove the tool. Okay, now we're good. We can remove this piece slowly. Be careful not to lose anything. Okay. Okay, this piece we cannot actually lose the way it fits in, because you have, oh, we don't see here, yeah, you can see it, it's actually aligns with the mark. Can we see it? Yeah, here it's actually aligns, so we can lose the track of where it's going. Hoop. Put it on the side. Okay, so now behind this sprocket we have the chain. What we don't want is the chain to be set free without marking the place of where it goes, because we cannot actually set it back easily because we don't have the dock. So we're gonna be extra careful removing this sprocket. It should actually come easily, because yeah. Oh, I hear a washer. Okay. So we have this big sprocket. We have, oh, I don't know how it's called. It will be there. Which, oh, no, it's in good state, but it's weird. It's actually, there's a little, yeah, we can see it. A little space, kind of, probably from, I hope it's from factory. But yeah, it's gliding fine. And there's this washer. I'll put that back. Okay, so we now have the chain with the sprocket. How to do so it stay aligned when we're putting everything back up. How is this little sprocket fixed? You actually have the chain guide on both sides. So first, what we will do to be sure, it's to mark that, hope not to lose anything. So can we see the mark? Yeah, I will do them really close so we cannot we can distinguish them from the top marks. Oh yeah, that's not really precise, but I think we cannot confound, we cannot skip a pin or something. Oh, we don't see, what did I do? Yeah, there's those two black marks that I just draw. Okay, so basically what we were doing all this to be able to remove the cylinder head, but the chain is holding everything in place. We can actually remove this little sprocket too, so it doesn't fall by itself. No washer. There's some engine oil here. Okay. Oh, you can actually not mistake those pieces. Okay. How we're gonna do this? Probably remove the guide, the chain guide. Oh yeah, we will remove the chain guide. So there's a screw here, and then how we will be able to remove those? Oh, that's not easy. Oh yeah, actually I'm dumb. I forget to remove the chain tensioner. Like, it's behind this hose right there. It's actually, yeah, we will do it now. Okay, I bring my shelf with me so I can stock every screws in order to find them back in place after that, cause there's many of them. Okay, now removing the chain tensioner. Okay, it's out. Have the two bolts on top that holding the mount that holds the water hose, and behind we have the chain tensioner with the metal joint. Okay, now the chain is, well, we don't see it, but the chain is way more loose. Okay, we will remove the chain guide using an H5 socket. There's no washer. There's this little piece of metal that holds the things in place. It's behind the chain tensioner. Up, and now we should be able to remove this guide. I don't know where can we just remove it. Okay, it's not possible by this way. It may be not possible to remove, but it can just help us to remove the chain from the sprocket. Okay, it seems that in some ways the sprocket, yeah, obviously is holding together with the crankshaft. So yeah, we cannot remove the sprocket. Let's see if the chain wants to pop off, but it doesn't seem like. Yeah, the second tensioner is not helping. So maybe we have enough play on the top to be able to remove it. Let's see with a little screwdriver, being extra careful. Okay. Nope, it's not successful. How can we do that? Okay, I successfully removed the chain. It was actually the worst way we can mechanically do it, but I actually put a wire behind the chain at this side. Engine is there at this side, and actually push up while cranking the camshaft, and then it pops off. It's really bad for the chain, even for the sprocket. I highly not recommend it, but as this engine is probably dead, I do that anyways. But yeah, actually we get to figure out how this whole camshaft, this is a single camshaft, yeah, that's just rock on the 4 valves. I don't know how it works, so I cannot, and there's some weird weird thing there. I'm not sure how it's working, so yeah, it's better just to do it like that. I'll remove my little shit. Okay, I will let that on the side. This is actually great. I can block the chain on the side. And now we will remove the cylinder head. Be careful, there's still some engine oil on the side, but yeah, that's alright. Okay, so now it's pretty easy. You have 4 big bolts there. Okay, yeah, I already untied them. I did some 10 mil, yeah. So yeah, it's well tightened. I'll need to check how much torque we put on them. Okay, be careful, there's actually a washer under the bolt. Don't lose them. Here we go. Yeah, there's a little washer. Okay, again something we can spotlight. There's two different size of the head cylinder screw. Obviously the short one are those ones, or is they're lower than those that are higher. Here you can see the difference. Okay, so now we should be able to remove the head cylinder. As you can see, my throttle body is still connected to it, but it doesn't matter. Everything else is disconnected. The water exchanger will come with it too, so be careful that the water hose is free. Yeah, and here we go. Yeah, be careful that the chain is able to move freely. We put enough pressure on them. Yeah, she'll actually fall on the bottom, but that's okay. Oh yeah, something I forget. There's those two side screw here. Yeah, we can see them. Do not forget them. There's a washer too on those bolts. Here we go. Okay, now we're good. So yeah, oh, it's coming off really easily. What's blocking it? Yeah, the piston is going off. Oh yeah, oops, it's actually the whole cylinder that goes off, and not only the, well, it's not a problem because I want to remove both, but yeah, if we can try to remove just the cylinder head first, it will be great. Yeah, it's a bit stuck. Yeah, maybe I'll take the rubber hammer. Oh, I don't find a rubber hammer. That's not bad. Okay. Okay, yeah, we can actually hold the cylinder. There's the camshaft tensioner hole here. We can just put a finger in it and try to remove the cylinder head by, yeah, grabbing the whole thing slowly with hand. Just, yeah, try to separate both. Yeah, this angle is a bit, oh yeah, I see the problem there. Okay, be careful about that too. I don't know how it's called. I'll call that the water, like, diffuser. I don't know, the water. Yeah, but anyway, this water piece of the water system is actually linked to both cylinder head and cylinder. So you need to unscrew the two little 8mm bolts to be able to set that free. Actually, we can only remove the bottom one. Yeah, and the joint. here we are. Beautiful head cylinder. The valve seems okay, like, oh no, I'll need to inspect that. Maybe we don't see it on camera, but this, it's actually the intake valve is completely eaten. The exhaust valves that are okay, it seems. A lot of, yeah, not a lot of, but a bit of black deposit. The other intake valve seems fine. Yeah, she's clearly eaten by heat probably. So we can put that on the side. Now the big part, probably here we have some high damage. Yeah, of course. So as we can see, yeah, we see it on camera. Oh yeah, we see it well. There's some obvious signs of wear on the cylinder, because as I said on the beginning, this engine run without oil, which causes the engine to block. The piston actually just eats the whole cylinder. On the other side too, so intake and exhaust. Now the question is the crankshaft damaged too? Because it will be then the whole death of the engine for me. I will not repair that. Oh, how this thing was, this little gasket was like that, I presume. Yeah, probably. Yeah, the S, so there's an S letter on the head cylinder gasket. Was like that. Yeah, it was like that. You have the form of the chain guide here. Okay. Yeah, there's my chain here. There's the guides. We will remove the cylinder. Be careful, there's still coolant around the cylinder. Oh yeah, it's a bit blocked. Okay. Oh yeah, okay guys, so we removed the cylinder that was obviously damaged. Now we can see how the piston is like destroyed. We don't see it well on camera, but there's actually a lot of material that's missing. But as the owner told me, the engine was able to start even after that. As you can see, the piston rings are still moving, so it was able to, yeah, it was not great, he told me, but it was able to start. Yeah, this side is damaged too, and I see there that the crank shaft seems great. There's no, I actually broke my engine the same way too, not without oil, but it was same damaged. But my crankshaft, sorry, was like, it was really hard to move this piece. But yeah, oh yeah, it's moving really great. Oh yeah, I shouldn't do that, as there's the chain. Oh, the chain is actually completely off, but yeah, it's moving really great. I think there will be no problem to actually just rebuild the top. So here we conclude this video. I hope you enjoy it. It's actually a first on YouTube. I don't see anybody else opening R125 3rd gen engine. So if it helps, leave a like please guys, it really helps the channel. Subscribe if you really like it. We will see each other for the next part, where we will rebuild probably all this engine, and then the owner will need to do a new running in. And yeah, this was Self-Made Mechanic. See you on the next one.